Remember that little blue bird? No, not Twitter, the one that knows how to dance rather than fly. Spoiler alert, it may or may not be about the cute little family and the rest of the flock living in Amazon. Blue is back for another kick-ass movie of the year, and people are going crazy for it. Brilliant colors are incorporated into the movie. Let's have a bit of backtrack for some of you who forgot how the first two Hollywood blockbuster went. This is a spoiler alert for those who haven't given this masterpiece a chance to blow you away. The first RIO movie solely revolves around Blue being smuggled out of Brazil as a newly hatched bird and being discovered by Linda, a young girl who cares for him throughout the years. Blue considers Linda and vice versa as his best friend in the whole world. Their lives quickly shifted for the worst turn when Tulio, a well-known ornithologist, decided to invite them to RIO because Blue is the only known male of his kind and needs to mate with the last known female, blue macaw, Jewel, to save them from extinction. Blue, on the suggestion of newly found pals, attempts to woo Jewel by performing a so-called ritual called the Mad Love Hawk and just starts smooching her. Jewel, on the other hand, feels different. Well, considering the fact that she just met him, I'd say she was right. And what other best thing to do than to start aggressively attacking Blue? The humans, Linda and Tulio, presume they're starting to mate and decide to give them a little bit of alone time. Tulio sends a guard, Silvio, to keep an eye on the macaws while he and Linda leave the aviary to enjoy dinner at a restaurant. They then regretted that decisions because later that night Silvio was assaulted and knocked out by an aviary patient, a sulfur-crested cockatoo named Nigel, who allows a destitute orphan child named Fernando into the aviary. While the macaws continue to feud, they're abducted by Fernando, who works for a gang of smugglers led by a guy named Marcel who wants to flee the country as quick as possible in order to achieve a black market deal involving Blue and Jewel. Fernando is paid a pittance and sent away by Marcel, prompting him to reconsider his conduct. When the two birds are smuggled again in Brazil, things take a crazy turn, leading to a funny, fun-filled but life-endangering fun where they learn a thing or two about each other and meet lifelong friends along the way. From escaping the psycho guy who wants to sell them to performing in a parade, RIO 1 was exactly what everyone needed.
You're my one and only, Blue.
That's a good thing, since I'm the only other one.
One thing that was made clear in the second RIO movie was that the sequel is filled by stunning, brilliant colors and terrific rhythmic sounds that evoke the spirit of Brazil. Be careful though, or you might start smashing that like button down below. Sorry. What I meant to say was that you might start dancing on your seat and miss the entire movie. The movie starts with a New Year's Eve celebration during the height of summer in Rio, where it's 110 degrees outside and millions of people party on the beaches. But where does Rio and Jewel enter in this movie? Well, I can say with absolute sureness that they aren't in that party. Following around 4 years after the first film, Blue and Jewel enjoy life in Rio with their 3 children, the oldest, Carla, who loves music, the intellectual and vivacious second-born Bia, and the smallest, Tiago, who's naughty and just as witty as her mom. Meanwhile, Blue's previous owner Linda and her ornithologist husband Tulio are on an Amazon expedition when they come upon a fast-flying Spix's macaw that has lost one of its feathers. After hearing about the encounter on television, Jewel decides that she and her family should travel to the Amazon to assist Linda and Tulio in their search for the wild Spix's macaws. While the kids are overjoyed, Blue is unsure but is coerced into following along. Blue was nervous about fitting in on an environment that he had no idea about. Blue and Jewel's friends, Rafael, Nico, and Pedro, decides to join in on the talent scouting for Carnival. With their tenaciousness and talent, only those who have no eye for talent would reject them. While the first part concludes with the two birds raising a family of 3 in the jungle, the second part starts up from there and about the chronicles their family's experiences as they set out on a mission to discover more blue macaws in the Amazon, which to Jewel's amazement turns out to be her long-lost family who was in search for her after all those years. The sequel concludes with the family opting to stay in Amazon while returning to Rio during the summers. Wow, they're certainly far more richer than I am. Imagine having a summer home and a permanent home. I certainly couldn't. Rio 2 ended with a bang that shook the whole production team as well as its artist. It has led the North American blockbuster for the second weekend in a row following its April 15 release in the United States alone, with an estimated $26.8 million tickets sold. And the picture made $40 million in its first 3 days. Fans were particularly struck by the film's strong moral worldview, which includes aspects of heroism, courage, camaraderie, and sacrifice. It's safe to say that the RIO movie fanatics definitely want to have a third, fourth, fifth, maybe sixth movie. That's how much love it garnered throughout the years. Don't tell anyone this, but it might be the best animated movie yet. RIO, a 3D computer animated musical adventure comedy film, was released in 2011 and its sequel RIO 2 in 2014. The first movie, RIO, grossed $484 million worldwide, while RIO 2 grossed $163 million. RIO 3 is inescapable due of the numbers when the sequel was released 2 years ago. There were rumors regarding the following films in the series. Oh, how the universe is on our side because the directors have heard our plea, and our plea they shall answer. The team has finally confirmed the production of another well-thought-of, vibrant, exciting, and lesson-filled movie that will once again shake the hearts of its fan. One can only try to guess on the path that RIO 3 will take because, as far as research goes, there's no verifiable information that can quench our thirst. But what I know is that fans might get a peek of the family's existence in the Amazon with the rest of the flock in the first few scenes of the third movie. Because of the title, it's reasonable to infer that a family vacationing in Rio de Janeiro throughout the summer will play a role in the pilot. It would be exciting and timely if the next sequel addressed the species' recent extinction in some way. Perhaps this is why Blue and Jewel, together with their friends and family, have chosen to go on a new mission to save their species. The family visiting Rio de Janeiro over the summer will very certainly be a component of the narrative, plus the other half of your family resides there, and it might be a good idea to get on your in-laws' good side. There has been no official news on RIO 3, but there are a few theories regarding who would direct and feature in the final sequel. The series took 3 years to complete after the first film, but what the rumor mill has been churning is that you should hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell for more videos like this. Sorry I got distracted by the rumors. Rumor has it that 20th Century Fox will release RIO 3 on February 9th, 2024. RIO's vitality is probably the favorite aspect of its fans. RIO has more vitality and vibrant hues in the film, and its enthusiasm is extremely contagious. It makes you want to pack a bag and just head down to Brazil and party, or maybe save a couple of birds along the way. Depends on what comes first. The other thing that captured the people the most was the upbeat music it had all throughout the movie. It's bursting with true Brazilian flavor and absolutely oozes with spice. Who knows what the third movie has in store, but one thing is for sure, it won't let you down. So get those butts ready for a night of streaming the first 2 movies before the third one drops out. Grab your popcorn and a friend and just enjoy the ride to Rio de Janeiro, and check out these videos if you like this one. Make sure to stay connected, and we'll see you on the next one.